The morning sun was streaming through the big front windows of Gerald's pantry, the organic food store my late husband had poured his soul into. This store, valued at nearly $1 million in the heart of old New York, was his legacy. And now, it was mine. I was organizing a new shipment of local honey when the atmosphere instantly chilled. It was my mother, Desi, my father, Sean, and my brother, Bruce. They didn't come to see how I was. They came with a purpose. Beatrice, honey, my mother began, her voice dripping with fake sympathy. We're worried about you. This place, it's too much for you to handle alone. Her words threw me back to my 21st birthday when they'd given me a secondhand clunker laptop saying, money's tight. A week later, Bruce got a brand new sports car. He's a man, Beatrice. He needs to make an impression. They called Gerald's store that little health food hobby. They never saw his passion, only dollar signs they couldn't control. Now, standing in the middle of Gerald's dream come true, Bruce chimed in. Look, Bea, Mom and Dad are right. It's for the best. I'll take good care of the place, I promise. I looked him dead in the eye. No, I said, my voice quiet but firm. This was Gerald's. It is mine now, and it is not for sale. That's when my mother's face hardened and the fake sympathy vanished. We are not asking, she snapped. She named a price, a pathetic $100,000, an insult to Gerald, to me, to everything he had built. Then came the ultimatum. Sell or be disowned. They left, confident they had broken me. My father gave a final disappointed shake of his head. Bruce shot me a look that said, you'll come around. The bell chimed as the door shut, leaving me in a sudden, heavy silence. They thought the fight was over. It had just begun. I took a deep, steadying breath, pulled out my phone, and found the contact I had saved for a day I hoped would never come. My brother's boss was about to get a very interesting phone call. My hands were still trembling, but not from grief anymore. It was adrenaline. I scrolled through my contacts and pressed the name Arthur Harrison. Bruce had been bragging for months about his boss, the sharp, no-nonsense owner of a successful chain of organic markets. A man who, according to Bruce, was always looking for the next big thing. He answered on the second ring, his voice crisp and professional. Harrison. Mr. Harrison, my name is Beatrice Brown. My brother, Bruce Wallace, works for you. There was a brief pause. Yes, the ambitious one, he said, and I could hear the subtle disapproval in his tone. My heart leapt. This was going to work. I'm calling with a business proposition, Mr. Harrison, I said, my voice gaining strength with every word. I am the owner of Gerald's Pantry in Old New York. The property and the business are valued at just under $1 million. I'm prepared to sell it to you immediately. The line went quiet for a moment. I could almost hear the gears turning in his head. He knew the area. He knew the value of that real estate. He said, I'm listening, his voice now laced with genuine interest. I continued, my price is fair market value, but I want to lease back the small studio in the back on a 5-year contract. I run a small online business from there. And your brother? Harrison asked. Why aren't you selling to family? This was my husband's legacy. It will not be handed to someone who sees it as just a status symbol. A brief pause. I see, he said, and I heard a sliver of admiration. Your brother has been adequate, but he lacks discipline. Tell me, Mrs. Brown, would he stay on if I bought the place? A slow, cold smile spread across my face. He has no other prospects, Mr. Harrison. He'd have no choice. He said, "Send the paperwork to my lawyer. If it's clean, I'll have a cashier's check ready by tomorrow afternoon." I spent the next hour forwarding documents to Harrison's attorney, my hands steady for the first time in weeks. Then my phone buzzed with a text from Bruce. "Already ordered new business cards. Bruce Wallace, proprietor, has a nice ring to it, doesn't it?" I stared at the message for a moment, then took a screenshot and forwarded it to Mr. Harrison with a single word: Exhibit A. His reply came 30 seconds later, a simple thumbs-up emoji. I smiled. Just as I hung up, my phone buzzed with a text from my mother. "So glad you came to your senses, honey. Bruce is already picking out a new sign. We'll be over tomorrow at 3 p.m. to finalize the papers. Be ready." I texted her back a single cheerful sentence. "Can't wait. See you at 3. The trap was set. The bait was taken. And my clueless family was walking right into it, dreaming of a victory that had already been snatched from their grasp. The bell chimed at 3 p.m. exactly. My family walked in, wreathed in smug satisfaction. My mother carried a leather portfolio. My father's chest was puffed out. Bruce trailed behind, already pointing, "That herb wall is the first thing to go. We'll put in a big screen TV for sports." My mother slid papers onto the solid oak counter. 100,000, just like we agreed. Just sign at the bottom and this will all be over. I looked at the insulting figure. I looked at my brother's entitled smirk. I looked at my parents, who saw me not as a daughter, but as a problem to be managed. I didn't move. I didn't reach for the pen. I just watched them. "Well," my father said, his voice impatient, "get on with it, Beatrice." Right on cue, the bell over the door chimed again. A man in a perfectly tailored suit stepped inside. He was sharp, confident, and radiated an aura of calm authority that instantly made my family look cheap and loud. It was Arthur Harrison. The 3 customers browsing the aisles all stopped mid-reach. Mrs. Surtees from the corner bodega had paused just outside the window, her phone already raised. Through the glass, I could see her eyes go wide with recognition. My brother Bruce's face lit up with a nervous, sycophantic grin. "Mr. Harrison, sir, what are you doing here?" He glanced back at my parents. "This is my boss, Arthur Harrison." Mr. Harrison gave Bruce a curt nod before turning his gaze to me. "Mrs. Brown, I trust everything is in order?" "Perfectly, Mr. Harrison." My mother looked between us, her smile faltering. "I'm sorry, what is going on?" I finally looked her in the eye. "You came to finalize the sale of the store," I said, sliding her useless papers back across the counter. "So I invited the new owner to join us." The color drained from my mother's face. My father's jaw went slack. Bruce's eyes widened in horror. You sold it?" my father stammered. "To him?" "For its full market value, yes," I confirmed. "The money was wired to my account an hour ago. Mr. Harrison is just here to sign the final transfer and pick up the keys." "You Beatrice! How could you—" My mother shrieked, her voice cracking. "This was supposed to go to your brother. This was a family matter." Mr. Harrison stepped forward, his calm presence a stark contrast to her hysteria. It stopped being a family matter when you tried to swindle your daughter out of nearly $900,000, he said, his voice level and cutting. It is now, and will continue to be, a business matter. He then turned to Bruce, who looked like he was about to be sick. Bruce, Mr. Harrison said, his tone leaving no room for argument, congratulations on your new position. You will be the manager of this location, effective immediately. You will report directly to me. Your first task is a full inventory count of every single item in this store. I expect it on my desk by 9 a.m. Monday. Any questions? Bruce's face went from white to red. Bea, wait, we can work this out. I'll cut you in 20% of the profits, 30. His voice cracked with desperation. Mr. Harrison didn't even look at him. You'll give her nothing, Bruce, because you have nothing to give. He turned to face my brother directly. Report to work Monday at 6 a.m. sharp for inventory. Any questions? Bruce just shook his head. The smugness completely evaporated. The dream of being his own boss had just become the nightmare of working for a man who had witnessed his family's greed firsthand. You are disowned, my father finally roared, pointing a trembling finger at me. You hear me? You are out of this family. I picked up a pen from the counter, but not to sign their papers. I used it to sign my lease agreement with Mr. Harrison for the studio in the back. I slid it across the counter to him. I heard you the first time, I said without looking at them. You gave me an ultimatum. Sell the store to my brother or lose my family. I finally turned to face them, a feeling of pure, unburdened freedom washing over me. I made my choice. They just stood there, defeated and exposed, as Mr. Harrison and I shook hands. They were yelling, threatening, but their words were just noise now. They had no power here anymore. Arthur Harrison and I walked out of the store, leaving the sound of my family screeching and sputtering behind us. We didn't say a word until we were on the sidewalk. He stopped and turned to me, pulling a single, newly cut key from his pocket. Your key to the studio, Mrs. Brown. He placed it in my palm. He looked me straight in the eye. Any regrets? I closed my hand around the cool metal. It felt solid, real. It felt like freedom. None, I said, my voice perfectly even. Not a single one. He gave a slight, approving nod. Good. That's the right answer. I'll see you Monday, Mrs. Brown. I watched him walk away before turning to my studio entrance. Inside, the space was exactly as Gerald had left it, but the air felt lighter. This wasn't a place of grief anymore. It was mine. 3 months later, Bruce was a glorified stock boy taking orders from Harrison's assistant manager. His BMW M4 had been repossessed. He'd sold his watch collection to cover the debt. He took the subway now. My parents tried everything. Angry texts, tearful voicemails about family. I blocked their numbers. Complete silence was the only answer they deserved. As for me, my online business, operating from the quiet of my studio, was flourishing. I'd even landed a $240,000 annual contract to supply artisanal gift baskets to the Meridian Hotel Group, 12 locations across 3 states. The store itself was thriving under Mr. Harrison's professional management, and he often featured my products near the checkout. That evening, I was sharing a bottle of wine with my best friend Martha in my newly redecorated studio. To Gerald, she said, raising her glass. He would be so damn proud of you. To Gerald, I agreed. clinking my glass against hers. I took a sip and looked out the window at the bustling New York street. My phone buzzed on the table. Another blocked call from my mother. I ignored it without a second thought. Martha followed my gaze. You really did it, Bea. You won. A genuine smile touched my lips. The first truly peaceful one in over a year. I said, they wanted to steal his legacy. Instead, they gave me the freedom to build my own.